and welcome back to another episode of the MD Investor, the channel where we talk personal finance, setting goals, achieving goals, increasing our financial IQ so we can break the cycle of generational poverty. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is what we do. We talk about personal finance. So we stepped out of the office and we're in the backyard for another continuation of financial advice for the different decade. We have done financial advice for the 20-year-old and the 30-year-old, the 40-year-old. Last week was the 50-year-old, and today we're going to do financial advice for the 60-year-old. If you're new to the channel, welcome. You can subscribe at MD Investor. That's MD space Investor on YouTube. There's another channel out there I just realized that's called the MD Investor Podcast. So just remember, MD space Investor. That's the channel. Okay, so let's get into it. Financial advice for the 60s. So in your 60s, you're basically coming toward the end of your working career. There's more behind you than in front of you. So just like the 50-year-old, and even more so, you have to be really serious and really intentional, okay? There's not much time left. So I got 7 tips for you guys. Number 1, because it's so late in the game, you're in your 60s, you may have to reset your retirement date. Let me say it again. You may have to reset your retirement date. Because if you've made so many decades pass by and you haven't saved or invested, now you're 60. I know they say the traditional retirement age is 65, but if you're 60 and you have nothing saved, you may have to reconsider your retirement date. You may have to push it back to 70. Okay? You may have to push it back to 70 and give yourself a decade to just begin to accumulate some retirement assets. So that's the first thing I say. You may have to reset your retirement date. Make it more realistic, right? If you're starting at 0 and you're 60s, you need every year. Okay? So 5 years might not be enough. You may need a decade. And just not to discourage you, you may be surprised at how much you can get done in a decade. Sometimes people overestimate what they can do in a year. In a year, I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. And sometimes people overestimate what they can do in a year, but they underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Maybe 10 years, you say, oh, I can't do that much. You can do a lot in a decade. So that's number 1. You may have to reset your retirement date. Just come to realize that you may need to work a little longer. Number 2, you may have to reevaluate your budget. It makes you feel restrictive, you have no freedom, but you may have to begin to focus on your budget. Where's your money going, right? You're 60 years old, you have nothing saved. Where's your money going? Is it going to an expensive house? Is it going to an expensive car? Is it going to timeshare? You may need to take a line item and really look at line by line, where's my money going? And why is this important? The reason why this is important because they say you can't control or you can't change what you don't measure. If you don't measure it, how are you going to be able to change it? You want to lose weight? You got to weigh yourself at the beginning of your workout regimen. So you know, okay, I'm here now and I want to get here. So you may have to really take a fine line and look at your budget. Where is your money going? Because the budget is not to make you restrictive, like I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do that. A budget is really supposed to for you to give your money direction. I want you to go here. I want 15% to go here. I want 20% to go here. That's you telling your money what to do. Number 3, which is kind of similar to number 2. You're 60 and you have nothing saved, you may have to lower your expenses. Yeah, you may have to lower your expenses. So the house you're living in, maybe you live in a 2, 3, 4 bedroom. Maybe you live in a house or whatever. Can you downsize? Are you willing to downsize? You may have to be willing to downsize. Get a smaller house. You may be willing. You may have to get a smaller vehicle. Okay. And something that we don't consider a lot is, in your 60s, your children are probably adults. You may have to consider maybe moving back home with your children, moving with your children. it's one of those things where, because the American psyche is like independent, independent, independent. A lot of times we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot because if you were able to move in back with your kid, maybe in the basement or whatever, maybe you can kind of help them out with rent and so on and so forth, contribute to food or whatever. You may be able to lower your cost of living and thereby have more money left over to invest, and also probably help your children out a little. So lower your expenses. You have to be able to do that. Number 4, it seems like it has nothing to do with finances, but it does improve your health. Because we know as you get older, your health can begin to deteriorate if you're not eating the right food, exercising, really making sure your health maintenance is at top of mind. Whether it is your annual visit, your prostate exam, your breast exam, your colonoscopy, your vitamins, your minerals, all that stuff can affect your health. Exercising, right? Go to the gym, right? Because you know that if you keep yourself in shape, lose weight, increase your cardiovascular fitness, you're at a lower risk of cardiovascular disease, lower risk of other diseases, the unhealthy habits like smoking and alcohol. So improving your health can have a big return because we know that when people get older, healthcare cost is one of the largest expenses, right? Whether it is medications for chronic illnesses or surgery or long-term care facility. So improving your health is a very important topic. A lot of times we don't think about it as a financial thing, but not only the decreases the expenditure in finances, but it also improves your quality of life. Number 5, contribute to your 401k. We hammered this home on previous videos. Most companies give a match, right? If you contributed up to a certain amount, 2, 3, 4%, whatever, they will give you a match. If you don't contribute, you are not eligible for the match. And now that you're 60, you're eligible for the catch-up contribution. For example, with the 401k in 2022, you're able to contribute $20,500. Let's repeat that again. In 2022, the year we're filming this video, you're able to contribute $20,500. That's if you're under 50. If you're 50 or over, you're able to contribute an additional $6,500. And the reason why the government is doing that is because they know that you're closer to retirement. They want you to incentivize you, to encourage you to contribute more so you will be able to take care of yourself, so you won't be a burden on the government. So instead of $20,500, an additional $6,500 brings you up to $27,000. So if you're contributing the max to your 401k, $27,000 at age 60, age 61, age 60, for the entire decade, you see how you can be able to really make up some lost time. Okay? And number 6 is similar. Contribute to your IRA along with a catch-up contribution. IRA, as you already know, stands for Individual Retirement Account. $6,000 is the maximum that you can contribute to both the Roth and the traditional account. But as you already know, if you're 50 or over, you have an additional $1,000. So instead of $6,000, you can contribute $7,000. So if you're contributing $7,000 at age 60, $7,000 at age 61, $7,000 at age 62, and you go all the way to 70, you see how you can really begin to make significant leaps. And number 7 is something that could also help, and that's a part-time gig, right? So you're 60, you have experience in your job, and you may be able to get a part-time work somewhere else, getting some additional income, and that additional income can be used to invest into your retirement. It may be in a non-retirement brokerage account, right? So maybe you've maxed out your employer-sponsored plan. You've maxed out your IRA, but you are still able to contribute to a non-retirement brokerage account, maybe from your part-time work, whether it's Vanguard or through Fidelity. Okay, guys? So that's it, guys. There's a quick rundown of financial advice for your 60s. I'm going to quickly run through them, and then we're going to end the video today. So number 1, you may have to reset your retirement date. You're 60, you have nothing saved, so reset your retirement date. Number 2, you've got to get a budget. It's not restrictive. It's a budget for you to tell your money where to go. Number 3, you got to lower your expenses. It may be moving back with your kids. It may be just downsizing from a big house to a small apartment. Lower the expenses, and then there'll be more left over for you to invest. Number 4, improve your health, right? We know your health is very important, right? It said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Number 5, contribute to your 401k, right? Get the and also you get the catch-up contribution because you're over 50. For 2022, $20,500. Over 50, another $6,500, bringing it to $27,000. Number 6, contribute to your IRA. The maximum is $6,000, whether it's a Roth or traditional, and you get an additional $1,000 if you're over 50. And number 7, a part-time work. That extra income can be used to fund your retirement, maybe even into a non-retirement brokerage account. So that's it, guys. Just remember, this is the MD Investor channel, where we talk about personal finance, increasing our financial IQ, so we can break the cycle of generational poverty. And give me a thumbs up if you like this, if I'm giving value, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to increase the subscriber count, and also share the video to friends that you know, maybe 2 friends that you know, okay, family or friend that you know, if you're giving value. Until guys, next time, just remember to command your money to grow. This is MD Investor out.